Hey guys, welcome to another episode of F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. We are today in Austria for round 7 of the season, and I'm hoping for much better fortunes than we got in France last time out. I do enjoy this Austria circuit as well. Thank you, Josh, for the second month here on stream. I do very much enjoy the Austrian circuit, so I'm hoping to have a much better weekend this time around. Very much so. We could challenge a lot higher than we have been. We currently have low cash and can't afford our teammates' renewal, but we have another couple of months until that renewal is due. I can show you here. His contract expires in 67 days. We've got a full 2 months before we need to worry about affording either Callum Ilot's extension or perhaps picking up someone else off the driver market. But I think for now, probably just going to keep Callum Ilot on for the rest of the season and pump my money that I have available into my facilities so that we can improve as a team, and then we can afford a new driver that's slightly better next season as well. So let's go to the race weekend and initially see what the weather is like. Do of course make sure you drop this video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on anything else here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. Full dry race! Although practice looks like it could be a little bit soggy. Let's have a look. Oh, it could get a little bit overcast. We might have a few drops. I'm probably in the way. Which way do I need to go? To my left. We might have a few drops. Look, 37 and 38% chance of rain towards the end of the race and 22% chance of rain towards the end of qualifying. So there may be some drops, but it should be dry tyre running at least through the majority of the weekend and hopefully permanently through qualifying and the race. We might have a little bit of wet weather running in practice, but that's fine. We can deal with that. A lot going on in the R&D department right now. We're the third worst team at present, but hopefully we're going to get a better result today. I certainly hope so. I have strong hopes that we can be good in Austria. Like I say, drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more. Follow me on Twitch, link in the description down below, so you can stay bang up to date with everything that happens. Follow me on Twitter as well, of course. And for now, I will see you in the next edit when hopefully we will have quite a few resource points to our name. I'm on a controller at the minute. When I'm on the wheel, you'll see the full camera, and I'll show me on the wheel. If I'm on the wheel, you'll see the wheel in the camera shot. If I'm on the wheel, you'll see the wheel in the camera shot. That's how you know. Thanks for following Madman Matters. Welcome to the channel, mate.
Job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
We got purple in all 3 of those, which is absolutely banging. That is the best we've done all season with regards qualifying with regards practice sessions, and we are apparently bang on with Callum Ilot with regards pace. But the other drivers do tend to get a little bit quicker between practice and quali. So we might actually have to pull out the lap of our lives to have a decent qualifying session still. And the car, technically at this point of the season, is actually worse than it was when we started in comparison to other drivers, as we're still waiting on a number of upgrades.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Who are?
Hopefully we can still put in a decent performance in qualifying. Hello Claire, how are you, my love?
Hoping things clear up before qualifying.
I hope so. Wet races are a lot less predictable.
How do you feel the competition is for you this season?
It's been great. Thank you.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Well, that was quick and easy, and that guarantees we get the bonus from our second sponsor, because their criteria was answer 2 questions over the course of a weekend, which we have now done. And before I go to qualifying, I'm going to slightly pause and cool this bloody office room down, if you don't mind. I'm going to improve by 11 thousandths of a second. 11 thousandths. I might put an extra turn of front wing in, I think. I can alter the front wing angle in parc fermé conditions, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to alter the front wing angle just to have a bit more bite in the front end of the car in those high-speed turns. English, please, capital. So, Valtteri, well, fastest in Q1. Did Callum make it through? No, Callum is P19 with a 1 minute 3.8. My fastest was 104.6. We can be competitive in race trim, I think, but I am going to put a little bit of tick on front wing on, I think, just to make things a little bit more stable.
Was it just not your day?
Callum was just better than me, I think.
Your qualifying pace didn't put you at the front of the grid. Will this be a problem tomorrow?
I'm not going to comment on that. I don't want to affect the confidence of any of my departments.
Your teammate today. What do you think went wrong?
I don't want to affect... I'm not sure. I just hope this doesn't demotivate them too much. That's what I'll say. But hopefully it doesn't demotivate him and he can still crack on. So we lose out to Mazepin there. 2 races to go and it's very close in our first rivalry. We get 800 acclaim for the team. I'm eking towards being level 5. The team is eking towards being level 9, but we don't get another sponsor till level 10. So it's race time. But you'll have to give me 5 minutes again to cool the room down. Last to first challenge. Maybe last to 17th challenge? We'll try it. It is a dry race, yes. It is a dry race. You can see there. There might be some raindrops at the end. 37 and 38% chance. But it should be dry all the way through, really. Should be dry all the way through. Here we go, the grid. Lewis and Valtteri have been exchanging pole positions all season, and it's Valtteri on pole, and Lewis not on the front row, Max second. Now, if Lewis isn't third or fourth, you'd say he's taken a penalty. He must have taken a penalty. Ricardo and Norris, Perez and Leclerc. So Hamilton must have taken a 10th-place grid penalty for something. Gasly and Stroll, I imagine Lewis will be 11th or 12th. There you go. They've taken a grid penalty. They mentioned it in the commentary, even though it doesn't say anything on the graphic. So Hamilton taking a 10th-place grid pen. So Hamilton would have qualified on pole. Euler 18th, and we will start 21st. As Mick also takes a penalty. Mick also takes a penalty. Right, so reckons medium, medium, soft. The top 10, all but Lance Stroll, starting on the mediums. Sorry, starting on the softs. Lance got through to... Oh no, Lance would have been P11, wouldn't he? So Lance choosing to start on the mediums. Lewis having taken a grid penalty on the softs. A number of the back runners, though, on mediums. Eilert's on softs, Latifi's on softs, and Schumacher also on softs. So some around me on softs. What are we saying, lads? What are we saying? Start on the softs or start on the mediums? It's a 71 lap race. We can imagine that we're going to get lapped at least once. So I will put 71.6 laps worth of fuel in. And then we can hopefully run quite fast, not worry about fuel, and get lapped and not do the full 71. We'll probably only do 70 laps. So that is how we'll do it then. We will go medium, medium, soft with a relatively low fuel load and hopefully be okay. If I feel I need it, I certainly will put the turn and front wing in at the stop. So 5 lights. Holding us for ages. We're off. Giovinazzi with a slow start. Oh, Latifi, hello, mate. That nearly didn't go well for both of us, did it? Hello, Giovinazzi. How are you, my friend? On my inside. Oh, putting a bit of a squeeze on. Giovinazzi going for the big dive bomb up the middle and has gotten it all wrong. Yellow flag. He must have made contact. Talk about a dive bomb. Gio, mate, what are you doing, pal? I want to see who got damaged from that. Did we make contact there, actually? He squeezed me. Did we actually make contact? I heard a clunk. No, not quite. Oh, okay. The yellow flag wasn't actually from Gio. He didn't hit anyone. He didn't hit anyone. Looked like he... Well, when he threw it up the inside like that, and then there was no... There was a yellow flag, you just kind of... You make the assumption that that's what happened there. But we're going to have to make sure that we stay within DRS range, because that is going to be vital on these slower tyres. Staying within DRS range of those in front is going to be vital. More so than ever at a track like this. Gio does think he's at Spa, doesn't he? Turn 1, just lobbing it up the inside. No DRS till lap 2, of course, but we're only half a second behind Latifi, that's fine. Mick behind me on softs as well, not really showing much in the way of an attempt to get past. This is not really the part of the race where we're wanting to throw dangerous moves up the inside. This is the part of the race where we're just trying to stick with those soft runners. Just trying to stick with them so that our strategy comes into play. Annoyingly, we're in a bit of a DRS train where everybody has DRS on everybody else, which is why it's so important to stay within DRS range of those in front. Playing the long game here, as we always tend to do really, strategy-wise on F1. We always tend to be playing the long game, don't we? We get a little bit closer in the braking zones. But because he's got the softs on, he's got better traction, Latifi, coming out of the turns. As soon as those softs start to go off, we should be able to pounce. This is what happens at Austria at times. You do get these DRS trains. It's not too dissimilar to real life, really. The track is very much driving like it does in real life. Thank you for the follow, Ryan. I could go to softs next, whilst the group, the gaggle, the pack is still quite close together, and try and make the most of a middle soft stint. But I can't help but feel that I'd be better off utilising that soft tyre pace right at the end when the car is super low on fuel. See, George has gotten away from Mazepin now and out of DRS range, and as a result, that group in front is starting to get away. Those soft tyres aren't going to go off for a little while yet. Latifi is just quite happy at the minute to sit in Mazepin's DRS and not actually attack and try and overtake. I am surprised that he's not gotten a little bit more aggressive into turns 3 or 4. Mazepin's gone defensive. Latifi's actually making a move for once. They're both going to be slow here. Latifi's got the DRS as well. Oh, do I get brave? Do I get brave? I'm going to get brave and try and take Mazepin as well. Follow Latifi through, and we've done it. Position our car really nicely. We've gotten past Mazepin.
Nice work. That brings you up a place.
And we're up to P20, and Latifi probably be pitting soonish, you would have thought. No incidents with other cars yet either. It's been a pretty clean race so far, other than my mistakes. Now, because Latifi now doesn't have that DRS, he is going to be vulnerable. And I'm going to try and go all the way around the outside of him at turn 4. Now, this is Alex Albon and Sergio Perez territory, and Latifi's held onto the position and defended it well. Kind of need the inside line, really, just to make the move stick a little bit. Tail happy as we lost some downforce over the curb. Don't get too hasty, Cheese. The race will come to you. Here we go. Bit of ERS. We'll force Latifi wide. And we're up to P19. Warning for a collision.
Calm down a bit out there. Let's keep these
Valtteri Bottas out the session. Valtteri is retired from P1. The race leader is out of this Grand Prix. His engine has gone. Bottas's engine has blown from the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. That's huge. Absolutely massive for the title race. Absolutely giant. Bottas's bad luck continues, but no VSC or safety car. They're dealing with it. Well, ran a long way wide there, but actually, look, we're pulling away from Latifi now, or we were at least.
Caution.
We are now a second ahead of Latifi, so his soft tyres are starting to go now. Hopefully, we can pull away. That's Bottas out, so we're up to P18 for the time being. I'll try and close the gap down on George and Callum if I can, but it might be easier said than done. Brain Rush, Tace, and Hype. Welcome to the channel, guys.
In just over 10 minutes' time. Rain in 10 minutes.
Rain in 10 minutes? I'm sorry, say that again?
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Well, that could change things. I don't think, judging by the weather forecast, it looked like it was going to be heavy enough to force wet weather running. But if it is, eek. If it is heavy enough to force wet weather running, then that could really turn the entire race on its head. Although I doubt it. I was going to say, hopefully our medium tyres last until the rain comes, because those soft runners will be pitting soon. They will definitely have to pit before the rain arrives, if it's to force wet weather running. Speaking of, Tsunoda is in the pits now. Tsunoda's coming out the pits now. You can see him there on the inside of turn 1. So some of the soft runners are starting to pit now. Gap to Tsunoda ahead, 2.7 seconds. He's put a fresh set of softs on. So Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri is on a 3-stop. He's gone soft, soft, then he'll go medium, medium at the end of the Grand Prix. Provided, as we say, there is no more, or there is no wet weather running with the rain. But we've really pulled away from that gaggle behind now. Really pulled away from that gaggle behind, which is pleasing. Showing we do have some pace in free air to get away from those other drivers when they're not benefiting from the DRS train. In theory, provided later in the race there aren't many of those DRS trains around anymore, we should be pretty quick at the end of the race. Mick and Mazepin actually having a bit of a battle now. I just saw Mick pop up into P20 and Mazepin dropped to P21, but that has changed back again now. Tsunoda is just disappearing down the road though. Number of drivers in the pits and coming out the pits now. Gasly, Vettel and a couple of others up in front. Those soft runners from first few that made it through to Q3 have now pit for a set of mediums, although Tsunoda did go on to softs, didn't he? Tsunoda did go on to softs, which was intriguing. So those midfield runners are on different strategies. See how that plays out at the end of the race. Maybe some points in this race. No, I doubt it. I very much doubt it. We hopefully will have improved the quality of the car and the performance of the car enough by the end of the season to maybe sneak some points in the last couple of Grand Prix. Well, I'm not expecting points until at least Singapore time, probably post Singapore. But we are in this for the long haul in this My Team, of course. So we are going to grind it out, improve the car and hopefully get some points this season. And be looking for regular points finishes season 2 whilst continuing to improve the car, and then maybe towards the end of season 2 start thinking about podiums. Thanks for the follow, Wolvix. There's a number more that have just pit. Those front runners were in the pit actually, so they'll drop a bit further back, but we will definitely get laps in this. Definitely get laps in this race. No, I could gamble. They're 3 wide into turn 1 ahead, I think.
We think we may see some...
I think they were 3 wide into turn 1 ahead. Let me just double check. Oh, it's a see, this is the thing with Austria. DRS trains. They weren't 3 wide, but there is such a gaggle of cars here, and George Russell is getting gobbled up at the minute. Comes the other Ferrari out the pits. Lando P1 before pitting? I'm not sure. You can check the race director. Thank you for the follow, Total Minton. Welcome to the channel, mate. So, Lance currently leads. Lance leads, but he hasn't stopped. Alonso is 4th, but he hasn't stopped. Max is the net leader of the Grand Prix, having overtaken Lando at some point. Danny Rick is effectively P3. Then Checo and Lewis has started 11th and is effectively running P5. So Lewis making great progression through the field. Callum's up as high as 12th at the moment, but obviously will be pitting very soon. I mean very soon for a set of tyres. He's made those softs last tremendously well. In fact, he, Mick and Latifi are the last 3 to hang it out on a set of softs, and they've waited a long time. Now, those up ahead are starting to come back towards us at the minute because they're in that DRS train and all fighting one another, and they're all costing each other time. Callum is in the pits now, so our teammate's in the pits on lap 22. But the longer they all fight each other, the closer we'll be able to get. Russell has now dropped to the back of that gaggle. So that's going to... they're not fighting each other quite so fiercely. And Callum, it seems, has gone on to another set of softs. So if the rain does come before... if the rain does come a little bit later than potentially forecast, Callum might have to pit twice before the rain
We're
gets here.
expecting rain in around 10 to 15
Still
minutes.
10 to 15
Dry seem
minutes.
like the best tyre for now.
Still 10 to 15 minutes for that rain. I could really do those new tyres. Thanks for the follow, Barla. Welcome to the channel, mate. I have got it set to add a turn of front wing. I have got it set to add a turn of front wing at the pit stop. We're going to go from a 4 setting on the front wing to a 5. Just add a little bit more. And keep an eye on George. If George pits this lap, I will too. He has not. George has not pit. Now I could try and undercut George Russell and gain some time on him, and that's what I'm going to do.
Pitting this lap then, come into the pits at the end of this
I'm
lap.
going to undercut a bit
Front is 4.4
to try and
seconds.
catch George Russell. We're going to pit now, and I expect Russell to pit next lap, but I'm going to pit a lap earlier and try and nail the out lap. As Kimi Raikkonen has also pit in front of me, I'm going to try and nail the out lap and narrow that gap down to George Russell. So it's 4.4 when we pit. And we will see what that gap is when George Russell comes out of his pit stop. They've added that turn of wing, and it's a 1.8 second stop, which is unbelievable.
Go now. Okay, you only have to stop
And Kimi had a very long pit stop. Did he have front wing damage? Did Kimi have front wing damage? He did. Kimi Raikkonen had front wing damage. We've gained a place. We've gained a place because of his long pit stop. 10 seconds that stop took. Right, nail the out lap. We need to close the gap to George. Fresh tyres, we're going for it. Kimi is going to zoom up behind me, you imagine. But then hopefully, when he does, we can just ride in his DRS coattails and we'll be okay. That is the quickest stop of the season, you're correct. 1.8 seconds is our personal quickest stop of the season, and in real life would probably be a world record. That was including a turn of front wing as well. Now, to give us an idea of what our pace is like, keep an eye on the gap to Mazepin. He's on fresh mediums. No, he's not. He's on old mediums, actually, isn't he? He hasn't pit yet. Callum is on fresh softs, so you expect him to zoom away. And Mazepin is now in the pits. Never mind, ignore that at all entirely. And George is in the pits too. George Russell in the pits as well. So now we find out if this extra lap on this set of tyres is actually going to work for us. The gap to George was 4.4 when we pit, and there he is coming out of the pits now.
The gap to the car
That
behind is
1 lap
3.4
early pit
seconds.
stop has earned us 3 seconds on George Russell. 3 seconds we've gained on Russell with that 1 lap undercut. Now let's get within DRS range if we can. Gap to George is 1.2. We are slightly closing on the Williams. We're getting there. Thanks for the follow, Fun Orchid. Come back here, Georgie boy. We said the race would come to us later in the day. This might be the start of that. And to be fair, we're pulling away from Kimi behind. 4 seconds the gap to Kimi. It was 3.4 when we came out of the pits, wasn't it? We are so nearly in DRS range to George Russell now. That extra turn of front wing has worked wonders. Now we're within DRS range of George Russell. That extra little bit of downforce on the front end of the car, and the front tyres are biting properly now, and I'm not sliding across the road quite so much. And we are relatively quick. Stroll is in the pits. Stroll has finally pit from that set of mediums, and we've gone past him. So he must have had damage as well, I imagine, because he was running P1. Lance Stroll taking forever in the pits. Forever. Oh, there you go. Stroll and Ocon had a coming together. Stroll and Ocon had a coming together. So Stroll has pit for a front wing, and that's gained us another position. We're up to P16 now. And provided we stay where we are now, we will be within DRS range of George in the next DRS zone, which is after this turn 3. There you go, DRS confirmed. And, in a moment, DRS activated. Come back here, Mr. Russell. You've been phenomenal. This has been, other than the first stream, this has been genuinely the best stream we've had so far, viewership-wise, for F1 2021. Thank you so very much. I shall try and reward you with a good result.
To keep this momentum.
Which at the minute we might be able to give you as well. The only retiree so far is Valtteri Bottas with an engine failure. Oh, lock up from George, we've got him worried. We've got him worried. With ERS and DRS, we should get him into turn 4.
Away from some rain. I'll keep you
He's
updated
gone
as the
defensive,
conditions
though.
change.
Can we have the corner? He's still there on my outside. He'll fight, but we should have the inside line for the next turn. Oh, he's got good straight line speed, though. He's used his ERS a bit. I'm going to back out. I don't want to risk my front wing. Thank you, Jojo, for extending your subscription through to September. I appreciate it, dude. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to reward you with an extra position, but hopefully we will be able to soon. And go and roam with the second month as well. And Deprive Souls with some bits too. Lads, lads, lads. Contract signed. Welcome in. Just need a good exit here. Didn't really get, but we should still be able to get him now. We've got the extra speed. It's going to go defensive again, but hopefully it's not going to be enough. He's going to hang it, so I am going to switch back. And then we'll get DRS again. Oh, he's got DRS! You bastard! George got DRS because he was technically behind at the detection zone. Okay, we'll try a switch back again. Oh, we're having a good old battle with Georgie boy now, aren't we? A proper battle, but it is allowing Kimmy to close in on us, which is slightly annoying. But that rain isn't here yet either, is it? You only have 3 bits left, so here you go. Thank you, Souls. It's allowing Giovinazzi to get a bit further down the road. Yeah, this is probably the best battle we've had all season so far. It wasn't really close enough. I'm not going to waste my ERS. He's going to sit here. He's gone defensive, so that... Lewis Hamilton out of the race. Safety car. Oh, no, not this again. Oh! This was a problem on the previous games as well. This was a problem on the previous games as well. They don't recognise, the AI don't recognise when a team is coming in for, when a driver is coming in for a pit stop, because the entry to the pits is on the racing line. The driver that is staying out is just collecting them. That is Lewis out of the race. I will flash back to try and avoid that happening, because that's the game's fault. That's not fair on Lewis. That's not a legitimate error. That's the AI not acting the way that the AI should. Right, I'm going to do a vote then in chat for you guys. Do you want me to flash back? And it may happen again. Do you want me to flash back or not? I'm going to do a vote. Now, we have just pit. We have just pit. So we don't need to pit again, even though there's a safety car. And rain is coming, supposedly. So I'm not going to pit. I'm going to stay out. We're only 5 or 6 laps in on this new set of tyres, aren't we? Maybe a little bit more. But we're not far into this new set of tyres. So I'm not going to pit. I'm going to stay out. And we'll see how much time we can gain, if we can gain any at all. I think there's more hype around... That's a good question, Fionn. I think there's more hype around F1 the past couple of years than in previous times, because now is when the next generation is taking over. It's been kind of Hamilton and Vettel and co for years, and now is the Lando Norris and the George Russell and the Charles Leclerc and the Max Verstappen. It's kind of the start of a new generation of the drivers at the front. So, and also absolutely Drive to Survive helped, the Netflix series. But it's great to see F1 improving in popularity. But we will now catch the safety car on lap 32. So we've been on this set of tyres 8 laps. And actually, I can pop it in lean as well. We'll gain some. We'll try and gain some tyre life back. So the safety car. Oh.
Drop your speed, our delta is too low and we risk a penalty.
The safety car is at turn 1 waiting for the leader. And there are loads of cars coming in the pits. The clouds are gathering, you're right. That rain is not far away, but we don't know how heavy it's going to fall. It could fall, it will fall, but will it be enough rain to warrant wet tyres? Here comes the rain, look, the rain is falling. The rain is falling, but is it going to rain hard enough? I genuinely don't know. It's definitely not hard enough to warrant pitting yet, is it? At all. I don't think the rain will get any heavier than this. We've had this in Austria before, where the rain has come, but not much of it. The rain has come and not much of it. And we've driven in drizzly conditions for the whole race. As intermediate, I think.
At least another 10 minutes until this rain evens out. Stay alert out there.
I don't know whether it's time to pit or not. I'm not going to. I'm staying out. Oh, I don't know whether that was a good decision or not.
Strategy is available on
Oh,
the
is he
MFD.
going to tell me to pit now? Oh, yeah, time. It's time.
Right, come in at the
I'm
end of this
boxing
lap.
this lap. I'm boxing this lap for Inters. Oh, I should have gone in last lap. I thought about it, but I really didn't want to risk it. Oh, man. I wish I'd pit last lap. And McLaren stayed out. Okay, let's see. Who's done what? Thanks for following, Yogi Bear. So, Norris in P1 has stayed out. Everybody else is pitting for Inters. There would have been teams double stacking in the pit lane, which is why some will have lost time. But Lando stayed out. That's a terrible decision. Right, quick stop, please, boys. Oh, you're slow. Why are you so slow?
Go, exit now.
Oh, you've cost me a position of fucking Russell, you idiots!
That was our last
Why was
stop.
that so
No
slow?
more scheduled pit stops.
No!
Green flags.
Safety car's in this lap.
Safety car in this
Is
lap.
Lando going to do... Lando's going to do what Bottas did in France. Lando's going to take over control of the race on slick tyres and bin it again. Surely that's going to happen. It's always slower when you come in so soon after your teammate. Oh. But he'd been in... It was ages ago. Lando's pit. And Mick, bless him. Look at Mick. Look at the gap to Mick behind us. Mick, because the ability to unlap yourself isn't in the game, unfortunately, behind the safety car. Mick in 17th is over or now about a minute behind us. So we're actually going to lap someone for the first time in our... It's happened again. It's bloody Stroll again! Stroll's pitting again, and now George has turned in on him. Oh my God. Honestly, face palm. Cody's, please. Ooh. Well, we didn't flashback last time. You guys in chat are saying... That's the second... I mean, I'll flashback, but it may well happen again. See, the thing is, I could flashback, and it could happen again anyway. Yes is winning by 3%. Thanks for the follow, Cam and Dan Landers and B-Mike and Cookie and Marklers. So yes wins by 3%. If it happens again, then it happens again. I'm not going to keep flashbacking until it doesn't happen. But I'll flashback once more. So I think it did happen again. But to less of an extent. Yeah, George only losing his front wing this time. But then, inexplicably, he then carries on. At least he's still in the race. And like the rest of it's out on my control, unfortunately. Thank you for the follow, Alfie and Charlie. Is Callum in the points? Is Callum genuinely in the points? Oh my God. Callum's 4th! What? Callum's 4th! His pit stop for intermediate tyres must have been timed perfectly. Oh my God. Callum's 4th! Callum's 4th! It won't last, but my God, Callum could get points here today. Verstappen, Gasly, Ricciardo would be the podium as things stand. Lando is now 12th after not pitting initially under the safety car.
These conditions are only getting worse. worse. Watch out for standing water.
I'm going to take Russell, and because George is so slow, Kimi just can't get past him. He's pinned behind him. For some reason, he won't overtake. I'll overtake. See you, pal. We are P13. Giovinazzi's in the pits. Why is Giovinazzi in the pits? We're about to make another position. Giovinazzi's collided with Mazepin. Giovinazzi's collided with Mazepin. So when did... Callum went in on lap 36. I don't understand how Callum's overtaken everyone. Doesn't make any sense. I genuinely don't know why Giovinazzi's in the pits. I'm not going to complain. We're going to gain another place. We are P12, gentlemen. Callum is P4. We are P12. Now, Kimi's going to storm at me.
You're into P12.
Kimi's going to storm at me. So I'm not going to be able to keep Kimi behind. But the question is, what can we do come the end of the Grand Prix?
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem.
How's your luck? Kimi, 6/10 behind me, has an issue with his car and he's slowing down. Oh, dream upon dream. And Lando's super slow in front as well. Is Lando pitting? Lando's pitting. Why is Lando pitting? Why is now there's another yellow flag. Oh, it's a yellow flag because Lando's pitting. I'm so confused. Oh, Lando hit Giovinazzi and Giovinazzi hit Mazepin. So Lando has damage too. So Lando's going to pit for a front wing. Look at all those pit stops. Hopefully you guys are enjoying what has been... Well, we thought the end to the French Grand Prix yesterday was the craziest race of all time. Turns out this one is even worse. Or even, not necessarily worse, but even more crazy. Just going to try and extend that gap over Kimi whilst he's struggling with whatever issue he has on his car. The gap to Ocon in front in the points is only getting bigger though. So I'm still, unless there's more drama, I'm not confident of us getting a point today. But Callum might. Although you imagine on dry tyres, when we go back to dry weather running, Callum will be slow as shit and get overtaken. That pit entry crash thing has been an issue in the game for years, as far as I can recall, here in Austria. It's the only track that it happens at, really, which is such a shame. It's just the way the track is formatted. And like I say,
to the car ahead is 12.9 seconds.
I don't know if they'd be able to. You would imagine if there was a way to code it so they didn't do that, they'd have done it already. Thank you for the follow, Patterson and Emmanuel. Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm hoping some of those front runners have already used their softs and might be on mediums. That could be something that might work well for us. I don't know what they all started on. A number of the midfield teams did start on mediums, but if they've run a set of softs already, they might not have another set. Whereas we do. Still, the track won't dry up properly.
Check your MFD.
Oh. Lap 57. Want me to pit lap 57? Do I go now? Do I go now or not? Wants me to pit next lap. Do I go now or not?
Okay, we can
box this lap. We're boxing this lap. We're boxing this lap. DRS enabled. We're boxing this lap. We are going to be one of the first to box. Annoyingly, though, my teammates in the pits and those other gaggle in front have managed to get to the pits before. So we're probably going to lose the place to Kimi again because we'll be held in the box a little bit longer.
The stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online. Callum is coming in for his stop.
Oh, come on, boys. I need a good stop, please. I need a good stop. Tsunoda has gone on to mediums, as we suspected he would do. I need a good stop. It's not the worst, but it's also not amazing.
Okay, stay clear of the white line.
We've lost the spot to... Actually, we've come up P11 again. We've actually come out P11 again. Oh my god, that's rough. Lando's now right behind me on a set of mediums. Kimi's on mediums too, but I think they'll just have the pace on us because we are a slower car. We can't use the conditions to our advantage anymore. But I can try and stay in land. Blue flags behind. Blue flags behind. Max Verstappen, I think, is coming through. And Alonso's taken Kimi. Alonso's taken Kimi. Go on, Max. We'll get DRS off Max Verstappen. Alonso's taken Kimi in the process of being lapped by Max Verstappen. Did Ocon pit? Ocon pit for another set of softs. Did he have an incident? No. Ocon needed a new front wing. Ocon made a mistake. He must have had a bump with Yuki. Ocon has pit, and as such, we're now P11 again. I'm going to try and charge my battery through this third sector so I can use it to defend from Alonso everywhere else. Not that it's going to work. Fernando's going to take me. I'm not going to fight it too much. I don't want to lose too much time. I'm going to try and stay in his DRS zone if I can. Max puts the fastest lap in of a 104.2. I just do a 106.8. Hopefully, this can become a bit of a DRS train. Look at Ocon behind. Ocon is 8.5 seconds behind. Alonso's gone. Now it's all about keeping Kimi behind. But Callum is still in the points. Callum is still in the points. Here goes Kimi. Leave him racing room. He's caught me a little bit. Kimi's pitting. He took damage trying to overtake me. Kimi's pitting. P12 it is. Alonso 3.5 seconds down the road. Norris 9 seconds down the road in the points. But way faster than us. Now I just need to hold on to P12 ahead of Esteban Ocon. Give me this P12. Give Callum some points. Callum, please get points, Callum. He's got Lando Norris right behind him. Callum, hold on. Look at the minimap, bottom left. Coming into turn 1, Callum Ilott has Lando Norris right behind him. Yellow flag. Yellow flag's behind. Yellow flag's behind. Ocon's had a coming together with someone behind us. Ocon's had a coming together with someone behind us. Don't tell me Stroll's trying to unlap himself. Oh, he's got a puncture. The AlphaTauri has a puncture. You can see it go bang. You can literally see it go bang. Gasly gets a puncture here. Watch his rear left. Watch his rear left. Watch it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Bang. Gasly gets a puncture on his rear left tyre. That's what the yellow flag's for. We're going to finish P12. Gasly's slowly moving out of the way for them. We're going to finish P12. Jesus, this race has been just as crazy as the last one. So where is Gasly? Gasly's Pierre Gasly puncture 3 laps from the end when he's in third for a podium. Unbelievable luck for Pierre Gasly and AlphaTauri. Can you believe it? How is your luck? Gasly was on for a podium. Callum though. Does that mean Callum's going to get points, potentially? I don't know, as he'll... Maybe Callum, he's got to race it around the rest of this lap. But that is definitely us finishing P12. Sebastian Vettel's out of the race. They'll have crashed into him. They'll have crashed into him. Wait for it. He'll... Oh, I can't believe it. We might get points. Look at that. What is that? Gentlemen, this is mental. AI bugs all over the place. Safety car. Maybe points. Maybe points. Callum, definitely points. Maybe points for me too. And we're about to take Gasly too. Gentlemen! Points! Gasly's ghosted and stopped. Gasly stopped. He's out. He's actually DNF'd. Gasly's DNF'd. He's out. He got that close to the pits and DNF'd. We're 10th. We're in the points. I'm not going to pit. I'm not going to pit. I'm not going to pit. It's 15 seconds to... It's 12 seconds to... 15 seconds to Ocon. Why would I pit? Pitting's a terrible idea. Kimi's out now. Jesus Christ. This race has just been an absolute clusterfuck, hasn't it, at the end here? Bug after bug after bug at Austria with the AI. They just don't react to one another. Carlos Sainz is now out of the Grand Prix. We're going to get significant points. There are 17 drivers left. 17 drivers left. So far, Valtteri Lewis, Seb, Kimi, and Carlos Sainz have retired. Pierre Gasly has actually made it to the pits and is still in the Grand Prix. Pierre has made it to the pits. What do you mean blue flags, backmokers approaching? Oh, they're actually letting them through. What? I'm confused. I don't know what's happening. Are we back? The safety cars come in and I didn't know about it. And now... Oh my god. The safety cars come in. I didn't know about it. We are racing on a live racetrack again and Ocon is right behind me. Latifi and Alonso, we could maybe get more points. We're in P9 currently. This is the penultimate lap of the race. Penultimate lap of the race. Pierre and Mick both have to let us through here. We're going to be 4 cars into the corner. It's about who can navigate where. And Mick has hit Alonso. And we're up to P8. We're up to P8. I got a warning for a collision with Schumacher that I didn't know happened. I've got to let Checo through. Latifi's got to let Alonso through. What on earth is happening in this Grand Prix? Honestly, this is the just nuttiest... We thought France was bad. You thought France was mental. On to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Final lap. Alonso, 0.6 seconds behind me. Can we hold on for 3 World Championship points? Callum is 6th. Callum is 6th. Did any of you guys experience this at your Austria, or is this just a one-off? Is this just an extraordinary one-off? Clark, Craigie Boy, Kingsley, thank you for the follow, lads. And Nenzel as well. Someone mentioned earlier, will we get points today? And I said, no, absolutely not. We might stand a chance of getting a great result for comparatively to the rest of our season, but we would absolutely not score points today. Not only are we scoring points today, both drivers are scoring points today, and good points too. You just did Austria and nothing happened in yours, really. I've used all of my deployment. I'm going to be super slow over the line. Alonso's coming for me, 0.3 seconds. I've used all my deployment. I've got no battery power. No battery power. Here's Alonso across the line with 2 tenths to spare. P8. I used all my deployment. I had no battery power left. Callum Ilott, driver of the day. No surprises. P6 and P8 for the team. Unbelievable. Matty Jabo, thank you for the subscription. I am sweating. 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 Tombo can't keep up. I'm not surprised.
Probably the most important factor here. In the race where half the field weren't classified.
Oh my lord.
You were able to guarantee a good result.
Oh, 12 bits, thank you. John, thank you for the follow. That's just mental. 800 of you here right now. Thank you so much for joining me for the most ridiculous Grand Prix. Max wins, Daniel Ricciardo second and Checo third as both Mercedes retire, which is great for the World Championship, by the way. Which is great for the World Championship. Thank you, Hugo, for following. 12 bits from King Texas as well. Wild ending. You are not wrong. For the World Championship, so that's huge. Absolutely
Lead
massive.
at the top
Callum
of the table
finishes
has shrunk
P6. We
somewhat
finish
today.
P8.
So, Anthony Davidson,
Lewis
who
is
would
now
you
only
rank as your
18
driver
points
of
clear
the
of
day?
Max.
Callum
Bottas
Ilott
is
gets
down
my
to
vote today.
5th.
It's time to see how things are shaping up.
Callum
in the
with
Constructors'
8 points for
Championship.
Callum.
Lead at the
8
top
points and I
down
get
after a
4.
strong weekend from the challenging
12
pack.
points for
Another team
Chesnoid
that
Racing.
was
We're
brilliant.
up to
Who
8th in the
makes further
driver
progress
standings.
up the table?
Thank you for the bits,
I'm equal
Matthew.
parts
We're up to
exhausted
8th in the
and
driver
elated with this
standings and
weekend
only
of
2
Formula
points
One.
behind
Be
Alpha
sure to
Tauri
join
in
us
6th.
for the next one.
Wild! Absolutely wild! Thank you, Tom, for the follow. That's outrageous. I cannot explain that race to you other than sometimes the AI can be a little teeny bit bugged. But my God, was that entertaining. And
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy
yeah,
with that.
pretty, Claire, pretty. Very much
You
so.
really looked in control of your car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
Couldn't do it without a great team behind me. Thank you for the bits, Matty. And Balint as well with a follow. Thank you. Callum drove much harder than me and the car didn't buckle under the pressure.
Do you have any comments about the collisions?
No.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Claire. Oh, Jesus. You left on lap 57. You missed everything, Finn. You missed literally everything. We beat Nikita Mazepin in the head-to-head with 2 races remaining with 4 ahead. 800 personal acclaim to go with that. The team acclaim has shot up. We're 5th. We're driver rating 5 now. The team acclaim has shot up. We're going to be team acclaim level 9 now. Callum Ilott is going to go up to level 7 as well. Or he's, sorry, getting further towards level 8. Answer at least 2. I answered 6. Bugs everywhere. I don't get my bonus. It says answer at least 2. I answered 6. And it's like, no, you didn't do it. Oh, dearie me. Thank you, Owen, for the follow. And Messam Ruben as well. Chesnoid Racing F1 on Twitter is Tombo in chat. Chesnoid Racing F1 on Twitter is Tombo in chat. Unbelievable. Callum Ilott in the points as well and driver of the day. Tombo getting his graphics out and everything. Honestly, Tombo, I am a big fan of your work. Big fan of your work. For those of you that aren't following already, let me show you Chesnoid Racing. Tombo in chat, one of our regulars, has set up a Chesnoid Racing F1 Twitter account where he's tweeting live updates from all of the races. Literally as if the F1 mode does. I use TweetDeck normally. That's why I don't use Twitter. I use TweetDeck on TweetDeck on dark mode. So that's why I don't have the light mode. So if you're not following Chesnoid Racing on Twitter, I will link it in chat. Head over and give that a follow. And the AC unit on will definitely go on momentarily, don't worry. Activity-wise, we can go and improve. We've got a personal event first, though. Ilott is feeling extra motivated today. No surprise. Wants to spend an extra few more hours training. Experience or racecraft? Thanks. Racecraft, I think. We'll select the simulator time.
But I think you made the right call.
He's at Monza on the thing. Right, we have 1,800 resource points and £2 million. I'm not going to spend that money yet because I need to know that I can afford Callum's contract, and he is getting more and more expensive as his driver level is going to go up. He's going to get more and more expensive, but he deserves to stay at the team now. Absolutely. He's only got 72 focus, so we could perhaps improve that slightly soon, hopefully. Right, let's spend those resource points. I need better aero. I absolutely need better aero, so we're going to go with that one. That's going to be done after the British Grand Prix, but thankfully before Hungary. And rear downforce, tertiary rear flaps. That's front downforce, that's drag reduction. Let's do the front downforce as well. Insufficient points, okay? I can't do that. Do I save my points or do I do something else somewhere else? Unknown upgrade, unavailable. We can't do anything there. Can't do anything there. So it's save my points then, I guess. Because I can't afford anything else. Okay, we're going to save points then. I did the drag reduction on this occasion. That'll be ready soon. But we are live again tomorrow. We are live again tomorrow for the British Grand Prix. So don't go anywhere just yet because we've still got some more stuff to do. We'll do the funded team event away. Just trying to hope that we can get those things to pass. Sponsor event and driver promotion filming is probably what I'm going to do. That will take us to the British Grand Prix. Oh my God. That was mental. Thanks for the follow, Moxie. Personal development as well. We've had a proposition for you to consider. A social media star wants to interview you for a video he's creating, wants to meet with you as soon as possible. This will delay our plans to train with your teammate, but ultimately it's up to you. We'll take the team acclaim because I need to get myself up to level 10 as soon as possible so that where can I see? I can't see my team acclaim mark, can I? We need to get ourselves up to level 10 as soon as possible with the team acclaim so that we can afford to get a new sponsor in, or so that we're allowed to get a new sponsor in. That's what I need to do sooner rather than later. Right, let's continue to advance towards the British Grand Prix. That was hard to keep up with. I'm not surprised, Tombo. I'm not surprised. Thank you for following Moxie and Dev. No!
So the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Any redevelopments will need to be ordered from the R&D screen.
So the durability on the gearbox failed. The durability on the gearbox failed. We can redo it and it will be done with 0% chance of failure for the next Grand Prix after the British Grand Prix. But tomorrow will be the British Grand Prix. I will be live again from 4. Let me end the YouTube video segment first. Thank you very much for watching, guys. That was pretty mental, wasn't it? Make sure you're following on Twitch so you can come and watch these streams live. Subscribe to the ChesnoidPlays channel if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any YouTube highlights if you are, unfortunately, unable to make a stream. I've linked the ChesnoidPlays channel in chat for you guys as well. And hopefully, that will encourage you to come back again. That race, points. It's not going to go that well at Silverstone, so be prepared for another tough Grand Prix, but we shall try. Thank you very much for watching. Those of you on YouTube, I'll see you next time.